So I think we learned like three important things. So I think we learned one, that holidays matter a lot, even if they matter differently. I think we
Okay.
learned two, that different holidays matter more for different retailers. And I think that's kind of obvious, but the way in which they matter
Hmm.
more, what that means from a strategy perspective is different. And the last thing, and this has become a bit of an obsession for me, is the idea of holiday stages. Okay. So
Okay.
let's break each one of those down. Let's start with kind of the holidays matter a lot. And
Okay.
so I think one of the dominant retail kind of narratives that everyone loves to bandy about is, oh, Black Friday isn't what it once was. And this is one of those great places from our perspective when you look at the data, which is you say, okay, that's true. Black
Hmm.
Friday isn't what it once was. That doesn't mean it's not important or it's somehow lost its kind of status. It's just less relatively important. So when we look at the holiday season, we see things like Cyber Monday and we see the earlier holiday season and we see, specific brand days. So like, Target has days in the middle, Walmart does as well. And those all kind of compete. And so we see it's essentially a lower relative peak for Black Friday, but still this massive surge in visits. And it's super important to say this because it it flips the narrative around what we say about Black Friday. Because when we say something's in decline, the assumption is it's going away, and that's not the case. It's still
Hmm.
hugely important.
Hmm.
It's just you can't build around it as the end all be all in a way that you might have been able to in the past.
Hmm.
The second piece here is how different these dates play off for different retailers. And what's really interesting is how much that changes year to year, depending on how the calendar is broken down. So
Mm-hmm.
this year, the day before Christmas was the most significant retail day for Target and Walmart in terms of visits. And that was fascinating to us. And one of the things we call it like our Turkey Wednesday lesson, right? Turkey
Hmm.
Wednesday, it's the day before Thanksgiving, and it's the biggest day of the year for grocery visits.
Hmm.
Right.
If I am sitting there the day before Christmas and I realize, oh no, I don't have sheets. Uh-oh, I don't have this, I don't have enough milk. And oh shoot, I forgot that my, cousin has a boyfriend that he's bringing over, and therefore I need to buy a present for that person too. I need the place that's going to satisfy all of those things at once. And that privileges the places that are going to allow me to get that full shop done in one location.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
it's something we think brings a lot of value. And so if you're this if you're the retailer that has it all under one roof, that uh-oh, I don't have all the things I need moment is a really powerful opportunity. Whereas if I'm, Best Buy,
Mm-hmm.
Black Friday is the dominant day. Like it's going to see the biggest jump in visits. Nothing else is going to come close because it's a planned, thought through
Right.
purchase. It's
Right.
not like that last minute for most people.
And
And
their
then the last
hours,
piece,
and
go
their
ahead.
hours, Ethan, I was just going to say too, like when you think about Target and Walmart specifically, like the hours that they're open tend to skew later, right? Than most, or they're open
Yes.
more hours the day before that. So you're not getting
Yeah,
the boyfriend
absolutely.
lottery tickets, like scratch off tickets for their gift.
Absolutely. And I think all of those things play into that advantage and helps you
Yeah.
understand why are those peaks so significant on a day that, you might not expect to be as big as,
Right.
Black Friday would be for Target and Walmart.
Hmm.
But I think the last bit, and this is almost my kind of favorite element from the holiday
Hmm.
season, is this idea of stages. And
Okay.
so we were talking to, we were at NRF and we were talking to retailers and we were talking to them about the holiday season and we were having this conversation with them. And the amount of yes, exactly's we were hearing from our retail customers was very, very high. And it was essentially this idea that the holiday season, especially as it extends out further and further, we can't view it as a homogenous thing. It is built up of very distinct stages that speak to very distinct elements of the customer base. So we think about that October period, early November. It's
Hmm.
the planned customer. It's the messages. If you want this specific product, make sure you get it now so that you get it on time. It's very oriented to that person who's ahead of the game in terms of that list and in terms of what they want to get out of it. And so the messaging isn't about, hey, you're going to get this so cheap, because that's not the primary motivation here.
Mm-hmm.
Then when we move into Black Friday, it's the deals, it's the experience, it's the rush. And then there all of a sudden the cost cutting plays a bigger role because that's what you're expecting from Black Friday. That's part of that kind of, hey, the hustle and bustle and being a part of it. But then we move out kind of further and we think about like Cyber Monday and the online orientation. We think about that pre-Christmas rush, Super Saturday of like, again, the uh-oh, I don't have a gift for this person.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that person who played chicken and is looking to find the best possible deal on a product. But then even beyond the holiday, when we think about especially the last 2 years where we had this extended period between Christmas and New Year's that falls out on weekdays, where it's about gift cards and returns and the upsell
Mm,
opportunity that comes with that. And when we think about how you can message and price and engage with customers differently during those stages, there's so many opportunities to maximize the value during each period by
mm-hmm.
understanding the way the consumer, the way your consumer is thinking differently at each stage, and even understanding how are my sales different? Which types of product moved more in different periods? Did things change? And if you can make those types of correlations, there's gold to be found for years to come.